Job Center today, obviously. We have members of Job Service here, of DVR, some press, and my family and friends are here as well. We're happy to have you here, Governor. We work very hard to serve the community here in Wausau through training, through soft skills training, job training, working hand in hand with our partners. DVR is here to help with people with disabilities. We have Veterans Affairs here that help with veterans. We have W-2 and WIOA folks here that help with job searching, job placement. We have Wheels to Work to help people get some cars. And then my wonderful job service staff who go out of their way to make sure that people are meeting with them and getting the help to create resumes, practice for interviews. Just about anything a person could need help with, we're able to help them, and if we can't do it here, we'll get them to where they need to be. So we're very happy to have you here today. Unemployment is great. We're trying to continue to make it better and get more and more people out of that workforce, or into the workforce rather, to make our economy even stronger. So thank you, Governor.
Excellent, thank you. Thanks, Miranda. Thanks not only for the introduction, but thanks for the good work. Thanks to the team here and all the partners from all the different state agencies that partner with our nonprofits, our county and local governments. And we appreciate all of you and all that you represent in this office and offices like this across the state of Wisconsin. Today we're here, we're in River Falls, and then we're going to be in Milwaukee. We're signing 9 different pieces of legislation, and I'm proud to be joined by some of my colleagues from state government. You've got right here from your area in the Wausau area, State Representative Pat Schneider, State Representative John Spiros, and State Senator Tom Tiffany. So thanks to each of you guys for being here today as well. This is something we're traveling the state on to really draw attention, Miranda. As you mentioned, right now in this state, we've got 2.9% unemployment. When I was running to be governor the first time in 2010, the unemployment rate at the beginning of that year was 9.3%. We're now down below 3%. That's the first time ever in the history of the state. And so, Miranda, you're exactly right. At a time when we have 2.9% unemployment, we can't afford to have anyone on the sidelines. We need everyone in the game. That's why you're right to talk about all the different partnerships, from those that are looking for specific public assistance to those who've been both physical and intellectual disabilities. There are so many opportunities for us to help people enter the workforce. And as I've said repeatedly, said it again in our State of the State address when I called on the legislature to pass these and other similar pieces of legislation, is at a time when we have 2.9% unemployment, we can't afford to have anybody on the sidelines. That we're good and decent people in this state. We'll help someone when they're down and out, when they need some help getting back up on their feet again. But I just firmly believe that public assistance in the state should be more like a trampoline and less like a hammer. The idea being the work that you're doing here and at other sites like this across the state is that trampoline, is getting people the job skills, the employability skills, the resilience and support and coaching that they need to get back up in the workforce, to tie them into where their interests and their skills are at, to make that connection. And that's good for all of us. It's certainly good for the taxpayer, because every time someone enters the workforce, that's money that's not, that can either go into some other area, that's money that goes back to the taxpayers. It's increasingly good. I was looking at some of the stuff you were showing me about getting ready for the jobs fair over there and thinking about having a bunch of employers coming in. It's good for employers, because when I'm around north central Wisconsin and elsewhere, one of the things I hear commonly from employers are, I got job openings, I just need people to fill them. So it's connecting the dots to help people take the skills that they have and connect them to employers who desperately need more qualified workers in the workforce. So it's good for employers, but most of all, as you know with the work you do here, it's good for the person. It's good for the person. To me, true freedom and prosperity doesn't come from the clumsy hand of the government. It comes from empowering people to live their own lives and control their own destinies through the dignity that's born of work. And that's what you're doing here, and that's what we're trying to do and reinforce that. Again, 3 bills here today at this site, 3 at River Falls and 3 in Milwaukee, all with the idea being that we're really just trying to take one step further of helping people get the skills and give the focus, and sometimes, yeah, a little bit of a nudge along the way too, but with the help and support that is needed. So with the bills we're signing here, it's making sure that people who are working age, able-bodied adults, regardless of status, or have a requirement that they're either in the workforce or enrolled in employability training. Because again, for everybody who's working with folks, not only with people looking for work, but working with employers looking for those, the 2 most common things I hear, I'm sure you hear often here, are give me people with basic employability skills, help, we were talking about this before, help us on the soft skills, simple things that many of us learned. I learned as a kid washing dishes at the Countryside Restaurant, and eventually in high school flipping burgers at McDonald's. Those were all great jobs as a kid, but they also taught me how to work. They taught me the importance of showing up on time, putting in a full day's work, working through issues, working with supervision, things of that nature. Those are things that many of us were blessed with, but others may not have had that experience and opportunity. So basic employability skills. And then the other big thing I hear from employers is, I'll take people if you got them. I don't need them with a technical school degree or an undergraduate degree. I just need people with basic job skills who can pass a drug test. And we hear that all the time. And so part of what we're doing here is building off the work we've done in the past to say that for public assistance, we're going to have a screening process, not to be punitive, but rather to say if people, and it's not a big percentage, but for those who are not capable of passing a drug test, we set money aside for rehabilitation. Because we know if we get people into treatment, we get them healthy again, we get them back up on their feet again, we can find a job for just about anybody in the state of Wisconsin. And so the three bills here in particular are part of this larger package, but they're about making sure that we've got reasonable work expectations for a variety of different public assistance programs, and making sure that even for things as simple as public housing, that we have an expectation that we're going to screen, knowing that in any area we provide assistance, we want to make sure they're ready for work if they're capable of working. And these are all the tools that we can give to the people out in the field actually making it happen. So thrilled to be here today. Actually, I'm kind of thrilled as I look up at that NTC board up there, because I know thinking about North Central Technical College is a good example. Every time I come up, they're humming about yet new programs they're working on to get people the skills that they need, and the partnerships with their schools and our Wisconsin Fast Forward and all the other training programs that are out there. But for us, it's simple. Public assistance should be like a trampoline and not like a hammock. That means we should give people the help and support that they need to get back up on their feet again, to get back up in the workforce. Sometimes with a little extra coaching, a little extra resilience, but along the way there's a place and an opportunity, not just for a job, but for a career for everyone in this state that wants to work, a career for everyone to support themselves and their families. And I appreciate, part of the reason we wanted to sign it here was to go out to places where people are working every single day, helping people get the job skills and the career skills that they need to get in the workforce and support themselves. So thanks for doing that, and I want you guys to come up and join us.